Hey, welcome to Let's Talk World. Thank you so much for tuning in. And today's featured guest. Anyways, I would like to thank all those people who viewed us on the previous days with the Let's Talk World with the virtual competition with Latoria Kern, and also those people who actually watch our Honeybees Women Empowerment show talking about men. They if it's okay for them to cry. So that is a really good show last Monday. And also our fabulous JC at Fab Life. Thank you so much. And for those people who continue to support our channel, please don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube and follow us on all social media platform. And today, as you all know, Let's Talk World is about, we love to invite people who have passion of what they do, people who actually keep on looking any opportunity out there to help others. And today, I would like to present to you guys this beautiful lady. She's an entrepreneur with over 25 years of experience. She is also a producer for TV and entertainment. And I love this next one. She is a runner up for Miss England in 1990 and currently Mrs. Nevada Classic. She is a returning guest, and she's also a women advocate, women empowerment advocate actually. Please help me welcome the gorgeous Miss Lorraine Yarde. Hi, Lorraine.
Hi, Maria. Hi, guys.
Thank you so
Oh
much
my
for
goodness.
coming back. You've been
You're
actually on
welcome.
all our shows, different shows of social media shows.
It's always fun to chat with you, Maria.
Thank
Always
you.
fun.
Thank you so much. Well, anyways, tell us more about yourself, Lorraine, so that everybody of all our viewers knows who you exactly you are.
I think you did a very good introduction, Maria, but I'll just give you a big 50,000 foot view of me. So, as you said, I have been a serial entrepreneur my whole life. Really, I've never worked for anybody for the last 25 plus years. I've always been in self-employed situations, and I've had a variety of different business experiences, a lot of which have focused around the technology and leveraging emerging technology to actually help people create safer, more secure environments for themselves. So that's one of my main focuses that's been kind of consistent throughout my career. I've done a bunch of different things, like you said. I've produced some reality shows that have actually made it to TV. Actually working on a new one right now, which will be very interesting for everyone to see in the future. I'm not going to give anybody any real clues, but let's just say it's a counter show to the Tiger King, but it's way better than the Tiger King.
Whoa, I want to
It's
see
really,
that.
it's animals, it's all animals, but it's the good side of the animal business. So I'm working on that right now, on that project. But you started the introduction by talking about having people on here that are very passionate about what they do and passionate about helping people. And that's what I'm doing right now. So pre-COVID, or as the whole COVID thing closed down, Nevada, and we're all now stuck at home, I'm thinking to myself, what the heck am I going to do? All my business stopped, all my projects came to a halt, all of my recruiting projects were put on hold. I had nothing to do, and I would have gone crazy. And the very next day, I reached out to a friend of mine who I've known for about 20 years about something totally different, and serendipitously came across an opportunity that has put me in a position to be able to really, really help reopen Nevada and the whole of the country more safely. So I have a business now. It's called Pathogen Defense Systems. And basically what we're doing, our goal and our mission is to protect people in public places. So,
So
can I
tell
share
yes.
something Should I carry on, or do you want to ask me questions?
No, tell us more about that pathogen defense system. Um,
Oh,
so, like what you mentioned, you actually came up with this because of the coronavirus, right?
right. Well, the opportunity presented itself because of the COVID-19 situation. Yes. So the old friend that I was referencing, he wasn't doing what I'd known he'd been doing for like the last 20 years. He was actually in the steam equipment business. He was selling steam cleaners, and I don't know if you know. You might know actually, because I think in Asia and in a lot of the other countries, they use steam a lot to disinfect. But steam is a highly effective disinfection mechanism, and it's all natural, non-toxic, obviously, totally eco-friendly,
Mm-hmm.
because it's just water. So he'd been selling steam cleaners and for disinfection for about 3 or 4 years. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. I think that there's going to be an opportunity there. And I actually even went one step further and started a sanitization business, even before I had the conversation with him, because I'd recognized that there was going to be a need for that.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't figured out how I was going to do it, but, So anyway, cut a long story short, he also had a relationship with a company that for the last 9 years had been selling this antimicrobial product, which basically antimicrobial means it kills microbes, it kills germs, bacteria, and viruses. But they'd been selling it in a very, very limited way for mold and mildew remediation.
Wow.
Right? But it did that, and it protected services from getting contaminated for extended periods of time. But they also, he told me one very important thing. He said to me, this solution, they've got tests that shows it continues killing on surfaces for 30 days. I said,
Wow.
whoa, what? He said, yeah. He said, even some of the tests show it kills for 4 months on surfaces. So I said, wow, that's really compelling. We should look more into that. He said, oh, no, I just want to sell my steam equipment. And that was kind of where he left it. But I kept pushing him about looking more into this antimicrobial solution. And it turned out that what he was doing and what this company were doing married very well together, because they had actually filed a patent
Mm-hmm.
for their antimicrobial that incorporated applying it using steam.
Mm-hmm.
So you put the solution inside of a steamer, replace the water, and you apply it using a steamer. And what it does, it creates a very, very hard, invisible protective shell on a surface. And it continues to kill pathogens, germs, viruses, and bacteria, etc., for ongoing periods of time.
So for how long? For how long? If you use those things, for how long it takes before you do it again?
Okay, so they have done independent laboratory testing on a number of different types of germs. So they've tested things like, they've tested other coronavirus family viruses like SARS,
Mm-hmm.
okay? They tested it out to 4 months and 8 days.
Oh, wow.
And it kept killing the virus on the surfaces at 99.9% efficacy.
Oh,
So-
that's
so
pretty cool.
Yeah, so basically, obviously now we're in a situation where everybody's at home. They're very concerned about sanitization and disinfection, and everything's closed down, and now everything has to open up again. So for the last 2 months, we basically created a system called Steam and Shield, and we've been offering it to businesses both in Nevada and outside of Nevada. And the key thing is basically what it is. It's an all-natural, patent-protected, persistent kill process that uses the superheated dry vapor steam from the steamer to apply this antimicrobial onto surfaces. And the antimicrobial is made out of a material called chitosan, and chitosan is all natural. It comes from crustacean shells. So it's 100% natural, 100% sustainable, eco-friendly, non-toxic, and has all these amazing properties. So, we're really excited about where we are. More importantly, we're really excited about what we can do to help open up businesses safely.
Wow, yeah, that's amazing. So you mentioned that this is kind of like safe. Do you think when you use this for cleaning, do you have to close down the room or wherever you're cleaning, or?
No, that's a really good question, Maria, actually. And a lot of the other competition that's out there that makes all these great claims about what they do, most of the other products are very toxic and also very flammable. And you'll see people, like you to your point, if they're going to disinfect an area, they have to close that area off. They go in with protective clothing. They have, breathing equipment. All the windows are open, and that's how they treat a room. This is not like that at all. In fact,
Wow.
the active ingredient is so safe. It's used in the food industry to extend shelf life on meats.
Wow.
It's used in the military. It coats bandages that they use out in the field so that because it kills bacteria, so it helps, keep wounds clean out in the field. It's an ingestible supplement, so it can be ingested. It's safe on the skin. We have actually right now a live situation at a nursing facility in LA County it's been riddled with COVID. They've had, I think, 8 deaths now and about 70 cases. And we've been treating, well, not me personally, we sell the process. So they've been treating their facility with our Steam and Shield system. And the numbers of cases have started to decrease. And we've been spraying it in the ventilation system.
Wow.
So and they have elderly residents in there that are at risk and that are, have compromised immune systems and can't be inhaling things that aren't safe. But safe.
Well, yeah. Are you still there? Can you hear me?
I'm here.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, well, talking about safety when it comes to chemicals like that, would you be able to share with us what are the ingredients or where does this manufactured? You mentioned earlier about LA. Is that where the manufacturing of
No,
this?
it's manufactured in the US. There's a plant in Atlanta and also in North Carolina, so it's all US manufactured. I did mention before, but maybe you missed it. The active ingredient is called chitosan. It's chitosan, and chitosan derives from the shells of crustaceans.
Okay.
So crabs, lobsters, shellfish.
Wow.
There's a substance in that. If you think about how hard a crab shell is,
Yes.
that is one of the things that gives it the property where it creates this very, very, hard protective shield. But it's one of the most prevalent polymers in the world. It's the second most sustainable polymer in the world, and it's actually what's called a polysaccharide. It's a sugar-based solution. That's what it is, and it just happens to have all of these crazy antimicrobial properties that have been known. I mean, chitosan's not new. It's been around for about 100 years. People have known about it for about 100 years, but it just hasn't been used in this way. So the manufacturer, the original genesis of the product was one of the inventors was a consultant for NASA, and they were looking for a way to prevent bacteria buildup on spacesuits in the space program.
Wow.
And he identified this chitosan active ingredient, and they tested it, and it was able to prevent bacteria building up on spaceships, because that's a death sentence. They can't treat you in space if you get an infection. So it was critical for them to make sure that the spacesuits were protected. So I believe they still use a chitosan-based solution now. And the inventor, he left NASA and he started to further develop the product. And that's when I said he did all the testing against all these different viruses and bacteria, and found that when it was applied with steam, basically the heat affects the way the molecule attaches to the surface, and that's what allowed it to provide like a really hard, totally invisible shell. You can spray this on a mirror, and within a couple of maybe 20 seconds, it's totally clear again. You wouldn't know there's anything on there, but it has a protective shield on it that's invisible.
Wow. I love the idea that this pathogen defense system that you're doing is you guys are also using the natural resources of our planet Earth. Yeah, that is amazing. That means more of microbiological chemicals.
Yeah.
So that's amazing.
Yeah, 100% sustainable. Like I said, it's the second most readily available polymer on Earth. You can get chitin from other types of materials also, but the best antimicrobial properties come from crustacean shells. So
Yeah,
that's
that's and I love seafood, so I might be able to actually tolerate around this cleaning system.
Well, it's funny. I was on a call yesterday, and the prospect said to me, "Well, what happens if you have a shellfish allergy? Will it affect you?" And I said, "No, it doesn't at all. I mean, it's the way it's used in the active ingredient form. It's watered down. It's basically water soluble, and so it really, I mean, it's so safe to use." And the thing is, what my goal is, my biggest goal, and what appealed to me when I first heard about it was, I'm thinking about we're here in Las Vegas, right? And all the casinos are closed, and I've got friends who are out of work, like like yourself, you work in the casino industry, and I'm thinking to myself, what's everyone going to do? How are they going to create a safe environment?
Exactly.
The beautiful thing about this, we have actually revolutionary steam technology too, that my business partner has exclusive rights on in the North American market.
Mm-hmm.
And this steam technology produces steam at less than 1% water content coming out of the spout.
Mm-hmm.
So when you apply the antimicrobial with the steam, it's pretty much dry, which means it can be used on electronics and guess what? Slot machines. So
that's nice.
That's what made the light bulb go off in my head and said, there really could be an opportunity here to be able to help, provide a safe environment for people to be able to go back and enjoy what they used to do before, play slot machines, go and play on the tables. We can treat the gaming chips with this as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, think about how many people touch those.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. You know what funny is there's a lot of there's a lot of questions in my mind about keeping our people safe, like for instance in the department store, yes, they wear masks, they wear gloves and everything, but if you think about it, those gloves has been used and touched different surfaces and
Right.
different people's grocery that the other people already touched, that touch those things. And how, unless they change the gloves every single customer, that will make a difference, but literally is not helping us. I think this steam and shield would be able to, we would be able to kind of clean those things that we touch. I think I like that better than wearing those masks and gloves, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. So let's talk about disinfection, because, obviously, people are out there right now and they're using all these different types of chemical disinfectants to supposedly deep clean and disinfect surfaces. But the biggest point that makes us different to everything else out there is the fact that when you clean a surface, that's fine. You kill stuff on contact, hopefully,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't have any ongoing protections. That surface is vulnerable again
Yep.
to recontamination. So somebody could come in to a restaurant or a casino, be asymptomatic,
Mm-hmm.
not know they're sick, touch the face, have something on their hands, touch a surface, and they transfer the virus to that surface.
Mm-hmm.
With our solution, that virus won't transfer. It breaks down the molecular walls of the cell,
Mm-hmm.
and it prevents the virus from being transferred onto the surface. So it provides continuous extended protection on treated surfaces.
Amazing. Yes, I think we don't need we need those on all businesses, especially hotels. But we also need those at our house, at our home. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're talking right now with some of the big casinos in town here. We're talking with stadium and arena operators, big venues across the country and the world. Transportation is a big target market for us, buses, trains, planes. Anywhere really where it's high traffic and you have a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you a story. So the manufacturer was at a restaurant last week in Atlanta. Atlanta opened up 2 weeks ago. So the restaurant was open, and they sat at a table that had been previously disinfected, supposedly. and they went in there with a tester. There's this testing machine equipment we use when we're doing demonstrations to show the before and after, how dirty a surface was, and then how clean it is after we treat it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they went in with a test, and this table that had been previously disinfected with a CDC recommended disinfection
Mm-hmm.
was so contaminated that the score was through the roof.
Wow.
So this is somewhere that, supposedly when we go out now and other people are cleaning similar ways, you think your table's clean, but it wasn't.
No, yep.
And then we treated it. We just simply sprayed our solution on the table and wiped it off, and immediately tested it again, and it came right down to acceptable numbers. So that's what concerns me. The restaurants are opening in Vegas right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm nervous because I know, because of what I'm doing right now, I'm educated in this space, that where we go and where we sit and eat and what we touch isn't necessarily disinfected, even if the proprietor believes that they've disinfected properly. So a lot of what they're doing right now is not working, and that scares me.
Well, yeah, I think that's the reason why you have to come in and, come forward and let's make this happen, because I think no matter how we actually cover our mouth and put gloves into it, I'm not into those things. As long as I have something to protect it, I constantly I have like those hand sanitizers all around my car, inside my car, all my purses. I think those are more, more do ideal to actually protect yourself, because when I sneeze, I sneeze inside my shirt. So
Right, exactly.
yeah,
I don't know if you saw, there was a piece on one of the CNN news shows last night, and they simulated germs they put some stuff on the reporter's hands to simulate germs, and then she sat down and ate food with a bunch of people. And then what they did is they used a black light to show up, because it was like a fluorescent color that they could see. And she transferred the germs to almost every surface on that table. Almost every person in that room had the germs on them. All the serving equipment, because she'd continue to do what she'd normally do, pass things around, pass it, you know what I mean? Just things without thinking. And she's got these germs in her hand, and she's transferring it to all these services and all these people.
wow.
Yep.
And
That's how it would get passed without people realizing it. Because we're very conscious. When you cough, you're conscious about it. And people know you're going to do it away or you're going to move away. But it's those invisible germs that you can't see on surfaces. You touch something you don't even think about. Elevator buttons. Think about how people touch those buttons.
So
you disinfect it right now and it's fine. You kill it on contact, but then the next person comes along and they've got germs on their hand, they infect it again. It's contaminated again. With steam and shield, that doesn't happen, because we provide a coating on that elevator button, and it's going to prevent it from being recontaminated.
Wow. Yeah, well, it's really funny, Lorraine, because the hotel that I work for I believe they started in February, if I'm not mistaken. They started every time a guest checked out, they sanitize the whole thing, the whole room, before we bring in a new guest. I remember those days. That's why it's a really, really challenging for the first what they call it, attack of this virus on February and March, because I heard about the sanitation of the whole room every single time. So we had a lot of challenging guests, because they have to wait for their room, but then it's for their safety. And I just I bring that up because I was gonna ask you, so if you have already reached out to these properties, these resorts or hotels here in Vegas.
Okay, so we're talking to a number of the bigger chains right now, and I think I mentioned to you before when we were talking offline that I'd connected with the Nevada COVID-19 task force,
Yep.
and because I'm a local business and because I'm offering something that can help recover, because they're looking at the recovery phase now. Before it was about PPE, and then now it's recovery. How are we going to get back to normal? How are we going to create safe environments? So because I've got something as a Nevada business that can help do that, they're helping me make introductions to some of the bigger properties in town. And to your point, that same scenario at your hotel, given our solution, our process, they would not have to disinfect every time, because once you treat it with our solution, every single surface would be protected.
Yep.
And if you think about wiping down versus steam comes out the way we dispense it in the form we do it, 180-degree kind of angle. It covers a lot more area, gets it between all the nooks and crannies. You don't miss things like you would if you were wiping down.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And then wiping down, you move contaminants from a dirty spot to a clean spot too. It's really not a good way of cleaning. There's been lots of studies about it. So you go in a room and you deep clean and steam clean it and treat it one time. Then the next person that comes in, what our tests show is those surfaces will not become reinfected.
Yep.
So you save time, you save manpower, you save money, because you only have to treat it, periodically. You'd have to deep disinfect.
Yep.
And it only costs, our solution costs less than 2 cents a square foot to treat.
That's amazing.
It's expensive. Yeah.
That is like what you said, is cost effective. So it's amazing for those people who knows businesses out there, or for those people who have business that watching. Go ahead and reach out to our beautiful Lorraine Yarde. Lorraine, let's give out your social media accounts or whatever information they can contact you.
Well, we're building all of that profile. I'm building a new website right now, but right now I have a quick little web builder page up, and the web address is pathogen, that's PATHOGN, defense, DEFENSE, systems, SYSTEMS.com. So pathogendefensesystems.com. And then you can always reach out to me directly by messenger here on Facebook. But ultimately, we're going to have, social media for the business too. And just one other quick point, we're also offering air disinfection solutions. So we have these units that are all natural again, that disinfect the air in the rooms. And this has actually already been tested and proven to kill COVID-19. They're being used at the Mayo Clinic right now and New York University Hospital. So I'm bringing in a lot of other different solutions that really, again, help in our mission of protecting people in public places. So that's what our goal is.
Nice, amazing. Well, Godspeed for you, Lorraine.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for any last final thoughts before I'm gonna let you go.
I just want everyone to stay safe, stay conscious, maintain social distancing, and be aware when you go out what you're touching, and don't, if you do touch a surface, make sure you wash your hands. Unless it says it's been treated by steam and shield, and then you know that you're good.
Thank you so much. There you have it. You heard it from our beautiful Lorraine Yarde. Thank you for gracing my show once again, and I'll talk to you soon, Lorraine. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
There you go. That's Miss Lorraine Yarde, and I hope you guys be safe. Be safe when you guys touching things and when wearing things. I believe that wearing those mask to protect others, like what JC said, he's wearing it to actually spread his virus. He's not wearing it to actually get it. But for those people also who's wearing gloves, is I just literally it's kind of useless seeing those people. If I wear it, I know why I'm wearing it. But if you wear it, you have to you have to be very careful. Like in the grocery store, I see all those cashiers are wearing those gloves, and then I'm looking at them on the line, they're not even changing it. So what's the point? That is useless. I think that's an extra cost for your company, instead of just actually giving it to the victims of the coronavirus, or maybe helping out our community or the hospitals, which needs a lot of funds. But anyways, that's not my call, because all I do here is just to be pretty anyway. And thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And that is Miss Lorraine Yarde of Steam and Shield Pathogen Defense System. You can visit her website, or you can message her on social media. Miss Lorraine Yarde, that's her name. It's beautiful name. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much, Lorraine, for gracing our show. Up next is our Maria and Joe live TV. We are gonna be talking about all the United States reopening soon. We also have social media shows have this event that we put in on social media. There's no event physically yet, but we are planning to have one. We have over 400 respondent that responded to the event. Thank you so much for responding. Whatever you guys want us to do and with that event, please let us know. But at this point, we are making out something huge, so I hope it's gonna go through. We are still looking what event we're gonna do when we open our state finally. And I am so happy that a lot of stores already opening soon, and a lot of businesses are opening soon. Yes, businesses, we need to support our local businesses like Lorraine Yarde's businesses. We need to actually bring them up. They need to rise up, and we need to rise up. We rise up from this coronavirus. Well, anyways, I'm not gonna take that long now. Thank you so much, and please subscribe, like, comments, share our show. We need your support, people. Without you guys, we won't be able to do this. We won't be able to stream this long. And just to let you guys all know, this is a public broadcasting company, and your support with us financially or emotionally or physically will help a lot in our live streaming. Thank you, and have a great day, everyone. Let's enjoy our featured guests for the day. Please visit us on socialmediashows.com, subscribe on our channel on YouTube, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Periscope. Don't forget to share and like and comment on our show. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys again next week.